out in bitches, so he was like, "Oh, Avatar, it's a great time. Let's release it on December because we won't have anything to compete with it."
Everybody's out here afraid. Mario's not coming out this year because they're scared of Sonic. Mario's not coming out this year, so now Avatar's coming out this year. Because James Cameron, he was staring at the Mario movie because it's just like, exact same audience. Yeah. Who's going to see both of these? For sure. It's just like, I can't release Avatar 2 in the same year as the Mario movie. Are you kidding? It'll flop.
Good morning, guys.
Dimsdale. Hi. Welcome to the...
It's a shitty Tuesday. We're tired and we're hungry. And we're homeless, but we're gonna be doing this shitty podcast for you guys.
I have my gaming PC sitting outside in an alley, plugged into the wall inside of the neighbor's apartment.
No, don't listen to David. He actually has a shitty potato computer that's being run by a hamster wheel, and he has one hamster on the wheel, constantly running. David is an advocate of animal cruelty, and he should be canceled.
I whip him so he keeps running.
How do you whip a fucking... One whip would kill him.
It's like a tiny little mouse BDSM whip. Like... You guys can't hear him because I this is obviously, you're listening to the finished product right now. I edit out the sound and post. As well as, like it running my AOL-ass computer. Like, the whole time you hear... Da-ding, 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 da-ding. Oh, it's my favorite part. Check it out. Welcome to the Double D experience. Sometimes AOL, sometimes dial-up, but always guestless.
Oh damn! I was gonna say like MSN.
Ooh, my mom's homepage is still MSN. I think.
Is she? Is it really?
My God! I think she's still
guys. Like, I know none of y'all probably grew up with this, especially like all you Zoomers and shit. But dude, Hotmail was the fucking shit until Gmail basically took out its big cock and slapped it across every email, like out there. I mean, I don't even know. I know some people that still use Yahoo, which still throws me for a loop because it's like, damn, Yahoo's still relevant. Like,
I remember when Yahoo canceled their esports show and like everyone was against that, and now Yahoo is like fucking. It's like a popular show too.
I don't even know what they're known for. I mean, I look at Yahoo Finance every now and then, but it's kind of like, other than that, like I don't remember anything else about Yahoo.
Yeah,
like
they were much more prevalent during the days of the first Avatar film. AKA the greatest movie of all time, peak cinema, changed the world, lived up to the hype. Let's start this with an analogy, my friend. Avatar, real shit, was the fucking Cyberpunk 2077 of movies. Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. Okay. By the way, guys, hello again. But we're gonna I guess today. It's gonna be a little kind of all over the place because we're a little tired and it's in the morning. So
I'm fine. I just woke up 45 minutes ago. It's fine. I'm awake now. And listen to me. I can hit the high notes now. My voice is all warmed up. Check it out. Like, see how high that note was?
Jake Sully is coming back for this movie in December.
Is he? He wasn't in the trailer.
Yeah. So guys, I don't know. So obviously, as everyone knows, Avatar, not the Last Airbender, not the obviously superior Avatar. Avatar is getting a sequel. Is getting a sequel from the great old wise one James Cameron, from his creative loins. And obviously, like the teaser had apparently dropped with Doctor Strange, which I'm actually going to go see today, believe it or not. Ayo. I will, David. I actually kind of want to know. Like, you watched the first one, right?
Barely. Some many years back, I remember Zoe Saldana, who whatever it was, just screeching at the top of her lungs like an animal,
and then
like at Sam Worthington, and also being reassured and reminded that Sam Worthington is the greatest actor of all time. Easily the greatest one. Did you see like the one of 3 facial expressions that he makes in that movie? It's so dope. Yeah, it's so dope. I saw it many years ago.
No one cannot emote like him. Like, that's like honestly a skill.
It is
to
impressive.
Like not
honestly.
being able to emote. Like
he did a
like
really
he does.
shitty like Netflix movie that like Stir underscore did like a review of some many years ago, where like again like he's like this expressionless alien that like he turns into, and like it's a really really shitty movie, like miles worse than Avatar. I don't even remember what the fuck it was called.
And totally
it was so
worth like Netflix's inflated fucking subscription price.
Don't
at this
even
point.
get me started on that. Oh, that's what we should talk about at some point today too, for sure.
We'll touch on that today. Yeah.
We'll definitely touch on that. But it was like that was like peak like Netflix like green light everything. You know, like that South Park bit where like you're just calling Netflix. Netflix, you're green lit. How can we help you? I love that. But yeah, I mean, I remember Avatar. You know, we all know Avatar is like, you know, in my opinion, like the Cyberpunk 2077 of movies, and that it is the most overhyped film literally ever made. It wasn't bad, I mean, but it is so. It was one of those movies that's claimed it was gonna reinvent cinema. It literally, that's how they advertised itself. That's what James Cameron fucking said it was gonna do, or some shit. Apparently, he spent like fucking like 17 years editing this movie or some stupid bullshit like some Stanley Kubrick shit. You know, I'll do another take and get it right 127 times. You know what I mean? Like, so I remember it. I remember it being the same goddamn movie as Aliens.
And
it's the same movie, like literally.
And Pocahontas.
And Pocahontas as well as the other thing. Like, stupid humans destroy nature. We destroy them we fall in love with magical blue creature. Watch us tail fuck. Do our thing. Do not knock down the mighty Nimbo tree. Do not knock down tree. You big stupid army people. Maybe war is oh my god. Guys, nature is healing. We are the virus. Oh my god. Like, that's that fucking movie. Like you call that inspired? It's his bread and butter, cookie cutter, common fucking lowest common denominator from what I remember. So yes, Dennis, I do remember Avatar. To answer your question, I was very unimpressed and quite frankly bored. I do not remember much of that film. All I remember is Sam Worthington, who, by the way, Alex Mason in the Call of Duty Black Ops games. His finest role, in my opinion. And I'm not even kidding about that.
Because you never saw his face.
Exactly.
There's really some actors that, like, I think...
He's a better voice actor.
Yeah,
sorry,
exactly.
But he is.
Yeah, like, some of them, just, like, are better, like, just not on the camera. It's just, like, it's
and it's not even a matter of Worthington. It's not like just like, oh, you're behind.
It's the morning, David. It's okay. It's okay. Take a breath.
You belong behind the camera. Because Sam Worthington, he's a good-looking guy. He's like he looks like sort of the everyman for these types of army movies and everything. But like, holy shit, he's just not feeling anything when he says it, and you could just tell it in his fucking face. His face doesn't change. His face never changes.
You want to know something too? Like you saying that,
his face didn't change in this trailer.
I thought, even though it was all CGI, but
it just became blue. Dabba dee dabba die.
You mentioning that, like, Sam Worthington was like almost like essentially typecasted. Like, he would look like he would be typecasted in every single like war movie, like, or whatever.
Exactly.
And like, I honestly thought though that, going off of what you said, the sniper from Saving Private Ryan, I think his character's name was Jackson. Like, he was the really like semi-religious, like, kind of like, guy. Every time he was like doing a Hail Mary, like he would then like snipe a guy.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he honestly
Hail Mary before his quick scopes.
And like, you see his scenes have become memes now. Like, it's just like, I honestly thought he was like, at least in Saving Private Ryan, like, he was honestly, like, I thought a great character. And I even thought, like, his actor, like, I thought, like, damn, like, this guy looked as if he would be typecasted for like every single war movie like I've ever seen, because I honestly thought, like, if I was to compare him to Sam Worthington, and like, guys, if you've never watched like Saving Private Ryan, like, I guess even if war movies aren't exactly like up your alley, I'd say if you haven't watched it yet, definitely like give it a watch. It's one of those, for at least for me, like one of those few war movies that like I watched not on repeat, but every time that I did catch it, like I would always sit down and actually watch the full thing. Like, I thought it was honestly like that good enough. And at the same time, it also, I think that after Saving Private Ryan, Band of Brothers came out as well. So like, it kind of like maybe jump started like all these like great war movies and series that would come out. But going back to Avatar real quick. Yeah, Sam Worthington, dude, you belong behind a booth with a microphone, and I'm not really like, look, me and David, we're not acting geniuses by any means. We don't got Golden Globes like fucking Leonardo over here, but like, dude, you gotta move your face, like lift your cheeks up or something. Like, you have like this stoic face, but like you're an actor. Like, you're not a fucking stoic. Like, what the fuck? Like, just move your face, please. Move your fucking face.
Watch, no, we're talking about this. Watch, he has like some sort of fucking like horrible disease that like he can only make like a couple of like facial expressions, but he wants to live his dream of being an actor, and we're like, just roasting his condition right now.
He has like cerebral palsy from like below his nose on down, and just like he just can't like move his face on that side of his face. Terrible thing to say, I know, but
yeah, no,
we're not giving no shit to anyone who's got like cerebral palsy like that. But I think I guess some of my thoughts on this fucking movie. I'm not gonna see it. I mean, I watched the first one like I think more times than I could honestly count. I watched it twice in the theaters way back when. Once in 3D, and I hated it because like I hate fucking 3D. Like, I think I don't know.
It was a gimmick.
No, yeah, obviously, yeah. Like, and that's why like I in my head too. Like, I'm like wondering like, has 3D fallen out of favor nowadays just because like of how like it was not worth like the like what the $2 extra like ticket price on top of whatever the fuck you already paying for tickets. And let's be real too, like movie theaters in general, I mean, general admissions is one thing, I guess, but like, you know, if you're going with family, like if it's one thing, it's like you're going to the movies by yourself, it's like, oh, okay, whatever, I'll just pay general admissions, there's almost no skin off your bones. But it's like, oh, if you're taking family, you got not only, let's say, 4 to 5 general admission tickets that you're going to be buying, on top of that also like just snacks that are also like, dude, it's like Six Flags Disney World like level type of inflation over there. Like, at least when it comes to snacks, it's like, oh, popcorn's like fucking $7. What the fuck is in your popcorn, bro? I mean, everyone already.
And you know I get that jumbo shit, Dennis.
And David, yeah, he loves his jumbo popcorn, which I don't give him shit for, but it's just kind of like
the only
me,
size
like,
I can fit my dick in.
for me, personally, like I
tried to
I don't
get
know.
Dennis to touch it during the Sonic movie.
Like,
hey Dennis, you want some popcorn?
David was just like yeah, he just like cut a hole in the fucking bowl and just like had his dick like right up there.
I think the better pieces are at the bottom.
But what I'm saying though, like,
yes.
I think, yeah, like movie theaters in general too. Like I don't know, like I usually personally just love to just eat a fuck ton before I go to the movie theater. So I have no, I mean, the most I'll get is a Slurpee. And that's about it. Like, I usually don't go for like snacks just because like I could snack. Like, motherfucker could snack. Like, I could get nachos and 2 fucking like movie like box candies. And that's already like $14 like right there.
That's a lot of some expensive Ignacios.
Yeah. Anyways, David's like shitty dad jokes coming out of the woodwork this morning.
I don't know why I have a lot of dad jokes this morning. Apparently, when we record the podcast early for my standards, I should say, because like it's my day off, and so like I rolled out of bed at like 9:45. We started recording at like 10:30, and so yeah, I don't know. I agree with that because like, you know, the movie theater's like bleh, you know, like it's why people sneak in their own snacks. I snuck in my own water when we saw the Sonic movie because I'm not paying for fucking water.
I snuck in Chipotle once to a movie
theater. Yo, that's hype. Chipotle in the theater.
Ah, delicious. But yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, I'm not seeing that movie either.
Yeah.
I have zero interest. I did not know this trailer existed until Dennis was like, hey, you know what would be funny? What if we watch the trailer and then immediately start recording? And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, oh, wow. It's like they're still blue. They're still dabba-ding, dabba-dying. And like there's still fucking water everywhere. Yeah, you know, visually, whatever. But again, it to me, it just peels upon the lowest common denominator of films, that it appeals to that like that little base of like, again, it's a Pocahontas, and it's also, in even worse terms, it's a fucking Aliens. It's like the same plot structure as like a movie he's already made, but you're a visionary for fucking making it again and changing one or two things. The only thing that James Cameron is that much of a visionary for is to continuously cast Sigourney Weaver in his movies. The woman's a gilf now. And I'm about it. Like, Sigourney Weaver, I'm not gonna lie. Especially when she was younger, I'm not gonna lie. Like, she could definitely do it for me.
No, yeah, she looked great. Like, even during like the first Alien, I was like, I mean, like,
if my tongue could talk too, I mean, like, I would.
Oh, she, the way, like, she always had that like. Because I think it kind of rubbed off on me from like the first Alien. Like
I feel like she was a MILF. Like when she was I feel like Sigourney Weaver was a MILF when she was like 20. Yeah, I was gonna fucking beat me to it. Like she just looks like a MILF. Like I'm sure even when she was young in high school, like they were calling her that, and it's just like, man, damn, Sigourney, you're a MILF. It's like, I'm 18.
I even heard like plenty of girls like when I was in high school and stuff like that thought like, dude, like I would go lesbian for Sigourney Weaver. I'm like, all right, I see that.
Jesus, that far?
Yeah, just because I feel as if like I was gonna get to it. Like,
that hot.
Like because she has such like a badass sort of vibe, like in almost like every role that she's sort of in, and especially in Alien and in Aliens. Like she was like one of the few times where I'm just kind of like, because like, you know, at least nowadays, like when it comes to like modern, like let's say strong female characters, like they're kind of insufferable, like editors, you can censor this, like insufferable cunts. But then at least when it came to like Ripley in Alien and stuff, like every scene that she was in, like she fucking owned it. And like she wasn't unlikable in any way. Like, you know, she was working together with everyone. She wasn't saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna take charge and like we're gonna get through this. It's like, no, like, she actually like was one of the few times where, like, you know, people, believe it or not, vulnerability is a good quality for a fucking character, by the way. And they just don't make them like
all women must be strong character, lesbian haircut, and you know, in order to portray strong women, must have all the qualities of a toxic man.
Must be also the biggest Mary Sue of the entire fucking movie.
Dude, that's again like another lowest common denominator shit that like directors are too much of fucking little bitch pussies to do anything else about, right? Like, why are the fucking qualities of what Hollywood considers to be a strong woman a woman with the characteristics and tendencies of a toxic man?
Nah,
it makes no sense. Like, you know what? Why?
David, here's the thing. Gotta remember, toxicity doesn't see gender. Toxicity is a general overall fucking thing, and it comes all shapes and forms, in my opinion. But I don't know. You just love to hate men for some reason. I don't know what the fuck it is.
It's not fucking true at all. What are you talking about?
I don't know, man. Like, you just love to keep saying that. Oh, it's a toxic male trait. But I almost just like to think that it's just
I'm saying that like what they do is that like, you know, I'm saying they give him like those traits, like just like, oh yeah, if I had a dick, I would always come inside. You know, like no matter who. Like,
what the fuck?
I'm not. What do you mean? I'm not like defending. Anyone can be toxic, Dennis. I'm not saying
like. So then why are you saying specifically that? Oh, it's a toxic male thing. Though?
Because like they try to like give them like all like these like overly like badass qualities in like a non-feminine way. Like they try to like, you know, like their idea of like portraying a strong woman is to make them like as less feminine and masculine as possible. Like a character, in my opinion, like a female character can still be girly as fuck and still be like strong, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
But David,
like Aerith, like my girl Miss Gainsborough.
Oh,
you know?
No, that's
like
fine,
that's a perfect example of that.
But I'm saying though, the new femininity nowadays is being strong. But it's also being strong in the most unlikable fucking way possible as far as character goes.
Yeah, that's
why I'm also saying though, it has nothing to do with being a guy, in my opinion. Like, it has, like, that line is kind of blurred nowadays because everyone could be a toxic asshole. We've even seen like Amber Heard, which everyone thought, oh yeah, we're all on her side. And then this trial, like the last couple of days, dude, I think my sister even said there was like this one time some guy like saw like in I think this newscast, and they showed her like on the stand or whatever. She like like people said like she might have done coke like before or even during the fucking trial or something, because she was just like all like rubbing her nose and everything. So
yeah, my friend has been religiously following that trial. Like, she sends me like a million TikToks of it a day. She keeps like saying they keep trying to why do they keep trying to hurt Daddy Depp, and like all this stuff, like calls her Amber Turd and blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, no, I agree with you all on that, but like, Jesus fuck, like she was staring at it 24 fucking 7, and I'm like,
wait, really?
Yeah, like she was really
what's
like
her
that.
stakes in it then? I don't understand. Like,
I mean, really fucking likes Johnny Depp.
That's fair, but it's just kind of like, you know, I'm like, for me, I guess it's a little different because the way I'm looking at it, it's just like I'm really wondering, because like, dude, that whole that whole case is such a kangaroo fucking court. Like at this point, like I feel as if it's open and shut now. It couldn't be more open and shut. Like at this point, and
objection, hearsay.
It's like, are you objecting to what? To your own statement?
Objection, hearsay.
Dude, it's so
her fucking lawyers,
yeah,
bro. Holy, I don't know if any of you have been like watching the trial at all, but Amber Heard's lawyers, holy shit, they had to have taken some bumps with her, like in the fucking lobby of the courthouse before they get in, because they just call hearsay on everything Depp says, even their own questions. They did it to themselves at one point, and even Depp was like staring at them like, did you really just do that? Like, you just called hearsay on your own question. not
like, to mention, like,
just deny, deflect, you know, whatever.
Like that also tells you that them lawyers of hers are there to collect that check, because they know, like, they knew it in their heart of hearts. I know they did, that you got no case, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, they knew for a fact that she had no case. Like, and they were gonna collect that check regardless. But, you know, and obviously lawyers are going to obviously promise, like, to do their best and all that. But, you know, and also, like, we're not really going to talk about Amber's thoughts on that whole thing because, you know, like, she's a little bit fucking, you know, out there.
Yeah.
Like, I'd even like to think, like, you know, watch, like, I don't know when the verdict is going to be, but I could imagine, like, she's going to, like, then plead insanity. And then, like, because, like, that's, like, the only card. It's the only card she has left. I mean, she already said that, I have bipolar disease and shit like that, which, like, I mean, whatever. Like, it doesn't make you any more sympathetic to, like, whatever the fuck you did to the guy. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, at the same time as well, like, I'm looking at this case, just to see if this is at least going to be one of those cases where the judge actually is not going to be just fully on siding with, like, with the female. Because that happens more than people think. And... like, but at the same time, like, dude, like, she has no case though. That's the thing. Like,
go ahead.
Like she just, like, I'm pretty sure this judge also wishes that he could just wrap this shit up so he could go fucking home. It doesn't have to come here every week to see these same two shitty people. And I mean, not that I'm saying that Depp is like a shitty person, but it's just kind of like, I feel as if celebrity court proceedings, there's a bit of an annoyance that I would have if I was a judge knowing that, because there's all these fucking cameras. There's all these press that are here. Like, there's all this shit that, like, basically they have to set up before I could do my own job. Yeah. I just sit there waiting for everyone to do their own fucking thing. And then I have to ask, like, can we start yet? Like, it's about to be lunch in 30 minutes. I want to get the fuck out of here. Like, I feel bad for that judge, because even he knows, like, yeah, this is like, I wish, like, I bet judges wish they could just, like, smash the gavel and just call a case, like, open and shut. I mean, that does happen sometimes.
Yeah.
But he also knows that, like, you know, this is going to be in the news. Like, everyone's going to be talking about it. Everyone is talking about it. Like, the public is listening in on it and everything. Like, this is, like, I guess for this year, it's, like, the trial of the year, honestly. Because, like, there's really nothing else, like, that's kind of going on at the moment, other than, like, also Roe and Wade that we might talk about later.
Was the Rittenhouse trial was last year, right?
I think that was this year, like, early this year, I think.
When did
I believe.
Yeah, it was November last year.
Oh, November last year. Okay.
Yeah, it was November last year. So that's definitely not. Yeah, it's definitely the trial of the year. I mean, what I hope is that I don't want to sound like a fucking Meninist. A Meninist. But
wait, real quick, this whole trial is about her trying to get like what, child support or some shit out of him?
No, it's a defamation trial. They're suing each other. And they're literally suing each other, you know, because, like, Amber Heard, you know, what happened is that, like, everybody's like, Depp abused me, and without any circumstantial evidence or anything coming out, he lost all of his sponsors. Fucking Disney dropped him, you know, what else did he lose? I mean, I think some of, like, was it his band that dropped? No, he's still in his band, I think. It was really Dior. That was like the only band that didn't drop him, which like there's a cologne that he's on in Dior, and he's still in there. My friend works at Ulta Beauty, and I went there and I saw it, and I used it. It actually smells really good, but it's like literally like the only brand that didn't drop him. And so much to the point where Depp has literally sworn off Disney. Like if the trial even goes his way and like Disney wants him back, he's saying, I'm not coming back. Like I'm not coming back to Pirates. I mean, the man would literally dress up as Jack Sparrow and go to children's hospitals. Like, as Jack Sparrow. That was, like, a regular thing that he did. And, like, literally, he would wear the costume around and shit. Like, that's why they kept making Pirates movies, despite the fact that the Pirates movies got so bad, you know, after the third one. Like, Pirates 4 was not very good. I didn't even see Pirates 5. It got abysmal reviews. And, so... Even though those movies were shitty, he kept doing them over and over again because he loves Jack Sparrow. Like, he's gone on record saying it's my favorite character I've ever played in my life. Like, Jack is a part of my soul.
I don't know if I might have heard it right. He also kind of said, like, I never watched Pirates. He said he never watched the movies, like, period. Which really? I'm like, I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but, like, if he did say that, that is the most righteous anger that you could possibly get out of the man. Because, like, I've almost never seen him angry. Like Johnny Depp.
He's like, a very low-key, mellow dude. He's like, I love doing cocaine with you, my friend.
No, he talks like this, like Jack Sparrow.
He's got like this very weird, like low-cut, like American British sounding voice. It's weird.
I know.
He's got a very particular voice, which is good. Which is very cool. So, you know, Depp's a chameleon too, with like the roles that he's played in his life. And so what happened is that he lost all that shit because Amber Heard was accusing him of abuse, and then he said, no, she was the one who was abusing me, and there was circumstantial evidence for that, and like a bunch of audio recordings that he actually had of her and stuff like that, including the biggest one that he actually ended his testimony with, which was just silently playing the one of Amber Heard yelling at him, saying, go ahead, sue me. Show it, like, watch what happens when, like, a man tries to sue a woman for, like, domestic violence. Everyone's gonna laugh at you. No one's gonna believe you. That's literally was how he ended his testimony. He played that. He didn't say shit after that. He just played that. So it's interesting. Yeah. So what happened is that they're he's suing for defamation now because of all the shit that he's lost because of it. And it's interesting, right? Because, like, the trial, you know, people are, you know, really paying a lot of attention to it because domestic violence cases, it's like... Especially even, like, worse in cases of rape, you know? Like, I will be real. Like, sexual assault, as much as I'm sure there are good lawyers who try to do what they can in it. In America, sexual assault cases they're treated like a joke. And this isn't just sexual assault. It's more like they beat the shit out of each other and stuff like that, as well as, like, you know, verbal abuse, gaslighting, just domestic violence, like, all that horrible shit. Like, Depp was, like, cutting himself because of how depressed he was. And, so now it's like, you know, it's going to be interesting to see, like, you know, a person where the woman is considered like the perpetrator here and to see what happens at the end of this, you know, because like there are, you know, as horrible as it is for like women and like some of these domestic violence cases, it is often very much forgotten that women can abuse men. Yeah. They can very much abuse men, but people think like, you know, and it's so funny because, like, some of the most radical feminists, the ones who have completely lost track of what feminism is supposed to be about, say, that can't happen, you're betraying, like, you know, women are always, like, the victims 90% of the time, they don't make this up for the attention, and, like, yeah, I agree with that and stuff like that, but, like, it kind of ultimately undermines the concept of gender equality that you constantly preach to people, that you think a woman is not strong enough to do that
but David,
to a man, you know what I mean?
But, David, gotta believe women. Gotta believe...
Gotta
believe, David.
It's a tricky bitch, you know what I mean? And like,
but I feel as if it is tricky.
So much evidence against her, though. There's so
exactly
much.
No, so that's why I want to add, like, as far as this trial goes too, like, it's all gonna come down to it's gotta come down to the judge and the jury.
Yeah,
it's gotta come down, and the judge has also gotta kind of go into this, and he's gotta. I think he's feeling it that, like, am I really gonna be that judge who, despite all the overwhelming evidence against this bitch, am I really gonna be the one that's gonna side with her anyways? Like, cause I'm pretty sure, like, dude, I don't know, like, judges are really not that much of a public figure. At least, like, even, like, within, maybe Supreme Court justices, I guess, because, like, you know, they're always changing hands within the Supreme Court, like, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, like, an ordinary fucking, California judge. It's like, dude, is this guy gonna get, like, pelted, like, in the streets if, like, he fucking does a verdict against, like, Depp by the end of the trial? Like, I know, I'm really wondering, like, do judges get tar and feathered? Like, because, like, I mean, people will even argue, like, well, I mean, judges are impartial. Like, you know, they're usually, like, the last, like, say, essentially, to, like, to the trial's verdict, I believe. And, like, obviously, it all comes down to the jury as well. But, like, I really wonder, like, I mean, I don't think, at least from the way that it looks like it's progressing right now, it looks as if, like, you know, she's going to get, like, basically told, like, like, you know, nah, bitch, you lost, and, like, you know, you're going to be paying him money. Like, get the fuck over it. And, like, I feel as if, like, at least Depp is gonna get out of this okay, from what at least it seems.
Yeah,
it could change just because at least, like, you know, judges are also tricky motherfuckers, because, like, you know, they're impartial and stuff. We'll also just see if the judge is a simp or not at this point. But, like,
I mean, the judge in the Rittenhouse trial literally had, like, you know, like, Trump music playing, like, when his phone rang in the courtroom. Like, he was not impartial at all. Like, and there's a lot of people who don't remember that judge's name. So, and that trial seems a little more important. I don't know, but, like, I mean,
yeah, because someone died.
Yeah,
like,
you know, because someone died. Yeah. So in that, like, the grand scheme is important. I'm telling you, like, important to people, and as important as this trial is to people, a lot of people are watching it. But yeah,
and also just one other thing too. It's like, like when David was talking about, like, with domestic violence and how it could be, like, a bit of a tricky business. Like, it is in the lawyer scheme of things, but, you know, obviously, like, when it comes to just, like, any ordinary outsider, like, from looking from a third person's perspective, and also at the same time, like, kind of looking at it, like, just, like, objectively, it goes both ways. But, you know, the very, like, fact is that, yes, like, women can perpetrate abuse to men, and even, like, who's to say, like, there's probably abusive lesbian relationships out there too. Like, like, what, you think women can't, like, are not capable of fucking cruelty? And here's the thing though too, people will even say that like, their form of cruelty is different from, like, let's say a stereotypical, like, let's say, guy's form of cruelty in a domestic dispute. The guy would just punch you, abuse you physically. But for her, like, the way, like, women, like, perpetrate abuse is, I'd say, way more methodical, and at the same time, like, way more damaging than any punch to the face can do. Like, it is a different type of abuse, because it's not the physical type. It's the emotional, it's the mental. And the very fact that, and I think it even just goes without saying that, like, it's a bit more damaging, or it even could be as damaging, let's say, as physical abuse, because Depp, in this case, he ended up fucking cutting himself because of that. He inflicted his own physical abuse on himself because of the mental and all that, like, that he received from Amber. So that's why, like, I think everyone kind of going into it, it's like, you know, especially, like, I never believed the whole, like, believe women type shit. Like, I never believed in it, and, like, at least, Bill Burr even said it once. It's like, I'll give you a good number, 86%. And the rest of the 14 can go fuck themselves, because they're, like, some of the most, like, I believe in that number, honestly. Like, I like to think, yeah, like, not everyone is a cruel-hearted bastard or a cruel-hearted bitch, but, like, there is a good number of them. So it's just like, you know, you, like, what, believe all of them? All of them? Really? You believe all guys, like, think that you, like, live out in your life too? Like, come on. Like, I think it just goes without saying, I feel. Like, you just got to be smart about it. And, like,
there's the official Burr statistic.
Yeah.
The official Burr-tistic.
Yeah, 86%. He says 86 all the time, though, for everything. He uses that, like, as his gold stamp.
This is fucking go-to number.
But I think it's a fair number. 86.
I like 86%.
86.
86.
But yeah, like I don't know. Like I think given me and David's like thoughts on this trial, like obviously we're on the side of Depp just because like not, and people would say, oh, it's just because he's the guy, right? I'm like, look, you've heard what she's done. You've heard what is on those tapes. If you are still not on his side somehow, like that, there is something very wrong with you.
Depp very much has the court of public opinion on his side at this point.
He's got
with how
the
much
jury.
he's lost because
The jury's on his side. He charmed them. Like.
Because the whole thing is that, like, you know, people were against him when he said it because, like, there was all those stupid bullshit stigmas that a woman can't abuse a man. Or that it can't be like that. Yeah. And it's like, you know, like, Me Too should apply to men as well. And while, yeah, I think most of the times when that shit happens, it usually is to women. But no, that can happen. Women can abuse men. And, like, it's not true feminism. It's not true equality if, like, you're not bringing each other up for that. If, like, you're only talking about, like, this one group of people. That's because that's what they claim feminism is supposed to be about. Equality, is it not? So why do you say, like, those bullshit stigmas that, like, a woman can't fucking abuse a man? Like, it's just, like, aren't stigmas the type of shit that you're against?
Yeah.
And, you know, most of them have brains, but, you know, obviously you have the fucking, you know, the Tumblrettes who, like, you know, live in a fucking four-dimensional fantasy world.
They're not against the stigmas unless it benefits them. But
yeah, like the draft, like there's the draft thing as well. Like women can't sign up for the draft, and they should.
So,
blah blah blah.
It's the reason why I never believed any of the stuff that they said, because it's like you
it's
don't
such
even like they don't even believe half the shit that they say, anyways. Like I guarantee it, they don't believe in it. They all just want like their own piece of the pie and then a bigger piece afterwards. That's all they want. And for me, especially, like, you know, in the case of even like Depp, like I don't know, man, like. I even like to think that he was very smart with the timing of when he decided to go after her, like as far as the defamation, because if he did try to go after her 2 years before, it would have not gone in his favor, like at all. Like just cause at least like what the climate was like around that time. But now like all that shit sort of like even died down to the point where like, you know, everyone's like, all right, we let the feminists have their fun for the last like 2 years. Now we don't really give a fuck about them anymore, and like now like the climate's a lot more different than it was like back then. And I feel as if maybe he kind of just like dipped his toes in the waters just to like see like, is it now a good time? Because I think he also knew that, and even maybe his lawyers as well, like they were going back and forth. Pretty sure even they told him like, no, you need like the public on your side because again, like she has a pussy, like. She's gonna weaponize it. Like she's gonna basically like, you know, the whole crocodile tears and all that. Like, you know, she's gonna weaponize all that.
But she always starts smiling as soon as she thinks the cameras are off too. Like you ever like see like the footage and stuff like that.
She's such a terrible human being. Like I have never seen someone so like just full of like instead of like blood running through her, she's got fucking mud.
Mud.
Like that's how fucking disgusting she is.
Did you just say she's a mudblood?
Yeah.
A fucking mudblood.
A fucking mudblood. Dude, that was like the
you most... don't belong in Hogwarts.
It's the most British way of saying you're a fucking, like, you're like fucking subhuman trash in Harry Potter.
Harry! Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
So, I mean, like...
Dennis!
Yes, I did. But, yeah, I think it just goes without saying. Like, you know, I'm rooting for him. Like, I want him to, like, you know, sue the fucking ever-living shit out of her.
I mean, which he is.
Which he is, yeah. So, and I hope at least the judge, like, will, like...
And you see Depp, like, laughing at, like, her lawyers. Like, in time in the court, dude. Like, sometimes he just puts his hand in his face. He's like, oh my God.
I haven't seen, like, that many face palms, like, in public in a long time. Like, this... Dude, he knows it. His lawyers know it. The jury knows it. The fucking judge at this point, they all know it. That this is open and shut now at this point.
And you could tell that, like, Heard's lawyers went in with a plan. The fact that, like, you know, it's literally the same thing as, like, you know, like, oh, my opponent is a liar and cannot be trusted.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like this, you could tell this fucking moron was told to just do the same thing over and over and over again to try to deflect, to make the court seem a certain way. Tell the same lie over and over again, and eventually people will believe it, and they don't realize how badly they're shooting themselves in the foot. How robotic, how much of a dipshit, how fucking unintelligible does your plan have to be? How much of an agenda do you have to have going in to do one thing over and over and over again, so much to the point where you don't even fucking realize when you call hearsay on yourself? How stupid can you possibly fucking be?
Dude, those lawyers.
And that's the kind of thing that happens, like, when you know for a fact that, like, you don't have a fucking case. Like, if Depp doesn't win this, not only am I going to be shocked, I actually am going to be a little tight. I am going to be a little angry. And I'm going to have to console my friend at work who was, like, religiously following this thing. 'Cause she told me she's been, like, crying about it and shit. Like, she thinks it's horrible and stuff. She wants to get, like, a Bring Me the Horizon tattoo, like, on her shit. Like, no, she loves Johnny Depp, apparently.
No, that's, but, like,
and yeah,
that's a little too far. You know?
Let her like what she likes. I don't fucking know.
No, it's fine. It was just, like, you know, the fact that, like, dude, she's, like, I don't know, unless she's met the guy and, like, she shook his hand or something, like, it's like, unless you met the guy, like, I don't know, like,
no, she never met the guy.
I feel as if the stakes, like, would be a little different. Yeah,
I don't know. Women fucking love Daddy Depp. They do.
Nah, Depp is daddy. He's
no, yeah, I'm gonna say it in the most hetero way possible, I guess. No, that man is daddy as fuck. Like, I can't even lie. He's a good-looking dude.
And
he's almost 60.
He deserves also happiness.
He does.
Honestly, at this point, like, dude, I bet you the next girl. I mean, hopefully, I'm praying, but, like, you know, if he ever, like, does decide to date again, like, I bet you, like, the next girl will be like, at least now he'll know, like, okay,
whatever 30-year-old he probably pulls.
No, well, like, you know, now he'll know, like, okay, I gotta look out for the psychos. I know the ticks now. Like, he knows from his experience with Amber, like, what the ticks are. It's like, okay, I gotta look out for those. And if she doesn't have them, she golden. She's gonna be the future Mrs. Depp. But,
well,
yeah, like,
good.
So,
good on that. That's our
thoughts on it so far. Like, you can't trust these thoughts, bro.
There's stigmas, yeah. You know, I just, like, you know, the whole stigma bullshit of, like, women not being able to abuse a man, because that's, I think, the one big reason a lot of people are paying attention to this trial right now is because I think a lot of people are banking on it. Like, after all of this, if Heard still wins after all of this, if you still believe that bullshit victim card or whatever, like, you're just fucking stupid. Like, you're so radicalized and ingrained in your ways that you can't fucking see the fact that, like, maybe somebody actually is lying about this. And I can still say that most women aren't lying about their abuse cases when these things happen, or at least it seems that way. Me acknowledging that this one clearly fucking does not make me in that way. If you
because
think
we have overwhelming evidence.
If you think that means I don't believe in, like, equal rights for women, or that, like, you know, I'm a misogynist or whatever, that is such a fucking telltale sign of your maturity and your intelligence levels. That, like, you just go back to school. Like, finish your fucking homework before you start preaching about this shit. Literally, that's probably how old you are. You probably still have fucking homework to do.
Maybe also
go do your fucking homework.
Maybe change your degree from gender studies to something actually beneficial for society. How about that too? Like,
What are you talking about, Dennis? I have a gender studies degree, and I have the most popular podcast in the history of the world with 12 billion listens an episode. So there.
Yo, can we just say something? That short for that episode that we put up got more views than the entire fucking episode.
I mean, yeah.
Dude, I was Sly Cooper with that pussy.
Y'all got attention spans the size of a walnut. The size of a fucking walnut, bro. Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. I also put, like, that whole censored picture of Chell and everything. So, like, you know.
So here's the thing. David embraced the dark side just a little bit.
I did,
in that short. He like, and David, listen. You listening? You opening your cornholes right now?
You see my headset's on, bro. I'm listening.
I want you to lean into it more. I want you to literally just turn fully to the dark side. Like,
so you want me to put, like, censored pictures of Chell on, like, a clip where we're talking about, like, Sonic?
No. Censored picture to naked women.
Okay.
And just use that as.
I mean, I did one for Crash.
Have that along with whatever the other subject matter is. Because, David, what are we? What are we, David? With the Double D experience. We're all about them double D's, even if they're censored. You know, like, we're all about it. So it's like we gotta put our title's namesake, don't we?
Yeah.
So let's guys, like,
whatever. I'll put a picture of Amber Heard and I'll censor it. I'll do that. That's the most toxic thumbnail I can possibly think of.
This is gonna be like the start. This is like a turning point for our podcast. It's gonna become the most, like, No. But okay, we're gonna have lines though. We're gonna have lines. It's just gonna be. It's never just gonna be just the.
It's gonna be very pixelated lines. Yeah.
It's just not gonna just be like a picture of a naked woman that's censored. It's gonna be the picture of a naked woman, along with our subject matter. Because at the same time, you guys are apes. You look at censored pictures of boobies, and you just go, "Oonga boonga!" Like I must click on it because titties. Like, and if you guys want to fault us for this, I'll take all the blame because here's the thing: David can't.
It's so ahead of yourself right now.
Dude, no, David, dude, the fucking short and the thumbnail you made for it proved it all. Honestly, it couldn't have proved it anymore. To be fair,
yeah,
could it really prove it anymore?
Yeah, 50 views. That's more views than any YouTube video's ever gotten,
dude. So guys, from this moment forward, you're gonna be seeing a lot of Japanese type censored on our thumbnail. But David, I love you.
Are you the judge? Did you put a gavel down on that one?
Yeah. Court dismissed. Titties will be placed on all thumbnails this moment going forward. All thumbnails, even the shorts, especially the shorts. I want a short to go up to 100 fucking views. I would love to see that.
Yeah, if you guys get 100 views on that short, we'll do something. I don't know.
We'll reveal our titties.
I'll fuck my gaming PC live on camera.
I'll reveal my negative A cup titties to all of you. My crater tits.
You heard it here, folks. If you get that clip of the road to Chelsea seduction, if you get that to 100 views, within a week of this episode going up, Dennis will show you his titties.
It'll just be like just this one little nipple, like right here, right there.
Like a little side boob angle too. Let's get that going. I
have a nice just a little shape right here.
I don't know if I want to dedicate more time to talking about this because we're about 15 minutes away from ending this episode, but maybe it'll inspire us, being the head ass D's that we are, to do a little more, do something else in the name of activism. Because as I'm sure you've all heard, the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, which is the article. Which is the trial that, declared abortion as a constitutional right, and that got overturned. That was leaked recently. So now, basically, what it means, on paper, what it means is that, it's going to be up to states now whether they want to ban abortion or not, and a lot of states are going to do that. Mainly, the bumblefuck states, Missouri and, shit like that, and, probably, your Kentuckys and, what have you. All the states that no one wants to go to or be in for any particular reason ever. I want to dedicate more time to talking about that, if I'm being honest. There's way too much to unpack there. To wrap it up in 15 minutes, I could say. We spent more of that time talking about the Amber Heard Daddy Depp trial. So Angelica, if you're listening to this, there you go. You asked me to talk about it on the show, and there you go. There you go. We all saw Depp's face and shit like that. How he's laughing, how bad her lawyers are, how shit her lawyers are, how fake she is, blah blah blah. It's not even new information at this point, but at the same time it is. But whatever. The only thing that worries me is we all know what it's actually about. It's not about, fucking, it's not about protecting babies or no shit like that. It's about control and, religious fundamentalists, getting what they want, frankly, and stuff, which is so ass backwards considering they just want more kids to be born. There's literally too many people in the world as it is. You know what I mean? We That's literally facts. Don't need more fucking people to have kids. If anything, it's good that more people aren't having kids, or people aren't getting their abortions and stuff. Yeah. Especially since some people can't afford to have them. But
we also not saying that you should be up to Korea and Japan levels of not making babies either. We're just saying that maybe maybe not also putting a China sort of cap to it, but the very fact that you're robbing them of their choice though is what's really what I'm hung up about though.
Yeah. And the fact that all that always falls on the woman. She's the one who can't choose to get the abortion. She's the one who has to carry it all out or whatever. There's no repercussion for the guy who caused it. The guy who literally just needed that tiny 5 seconds of pleasure, like of nutting in a person. Like, that was so important that you had to ruin this person's life, and potentially your own, just because you didn't want to wear a fucking condom. It's like, me and my ex never wore a condom, but that's because she didn't want me to wear one. You know, my pull-out game was fucking strong. So, like, I did my thing or whatever, but, like, the fact that you make it harder is just fucked up. And the reason I'm saying that, right, is because it's not even just about, like, you know, even just women's stuff here. It affects everybody, because you're gonna like this, Dennis, right? There's a guy, Arizona, some guy who's running for senator in Arizona. I believe his name is Blake Masters or some shit.
That is not his real name.
That's what it says. That's what it says.
What the fuck? Does he know Bradley T. Uppercrust too? Like, These fucking names, man. What the hell?
So the guy's 100% pro-life, which is why, you know, he's probably not going to institute any things of, like, you know, decent adoption care or, you know, safe, like, you know, birth procedures or whatever for the woman who's being forced to give birth, all this kind of stuff. He's just 100% pro-life while they're inside the woman. As soon as they're out of the woman, they don't give a fuck. You know, shout outs to Carlin for that one. Dennis, this man, are you ready for this? Because you're going to be upset about this one too. You ready?
Go ahead.
This guy wants to nationally ban condoms. He wants to make condoms illegal. Take your time, process that. Take your time processing that one, because like your face is telling me everything right now. You are so confused. Holy shit!
Wait, like, because here's the thing: condoms are also beneficial for us guys, because we get to bust a nut. Well, in the bag, we get to bust a nut
in the
condom, while we're still like balls deep in the girl.
Yeah.
And that's a great fucking feeling.
Yeah.
Why would you now throw the dice roll to us? Like, why would you give us that added risk? I mean, guys, this hasn't been passed, obviously. The way I'm talking about it sounds as if it's already been passed, but like, what the fuck? Like,
dude, these people are fucking insane. They want to make it so that every time sex happens in this country,
you make a
someone gets pregnant.
And guys, let me just preface this by saying, I don't like condoms either. I fucking hate them. Like,
yeah.
I don't think any guy, period, likes a condom on the dick.
Yeah.
They don't like it.
No,
Like,
it does not feel as good as bareback for guys. That's a fact.
Yeah. Like, because, like, I'm not going to be on this platform right now about to say that, oh, yeah, like, you know, like, condoms are great. It's like, no, I fucking hate condoms. If I didn't have to use it, and if, like, let's say, not in a perfect world, I guess, but it's like, if all women just had, like, contraceptives and even had IUDs, if all women had IUDs out there in the world, then it's like, oh, well, fuck, I'm living in heaven. Because, like, you know, I could bust a nut anywhere and with little to no risk, but obviously we don't live in that sort of world, and, like, you know, also, like, just IUDs are, like, pretty invasive. Like, just, you know, like, this the reason why, like, I kind of, like, do support girls, like, that have it. Like, I'm like, damn, it's like, she's a soldier, because, like, that's a foreign object being shoved up your fucking uterus. Like, this, just put that thought in your head. It's like, for us, we just put the little balloon on our willies, and then that's it.
It's like wearing a mask.
It's like, yeah, it's like just to mask for your dick. Like, you gotta wait off all the viruses and shit. But, like, viruses, STDs, like, you know, but, like, you know, for stuff like that, like, you know, girls gotta get the fucking shot for birth control. They got, like, you know, IUDs, like,
which has
like,
way more side effects than anything.
Yeah.
You don't got side effects from wearing a condom. I mean, and it feels the same for the woman, for the most part. That usually doesn't affect the woman's pleasure. It just affects the guys, like, minusculely, by the way, as well. I mean, unless it's a shitty condom that, like, you know.
Unless you literally have, like, a rubber glove on your fucking cock. Like,
yeah.
like, you're not gonna feel shit.
Which that'll cause all types of binding. Yeah, I don't want that.
So, I mean, you know, like, again, we're not going to stay on here and, like, say, like, oh, yeah, like, you know, we support condoms. No. If anything, if in a perfect world, if we didn't need condoms, I would say get rid of them all. But obviously we don't. So, like, you know, we do need to fucking, like, you know, use them if we, if you're going to be having the sex times with a lady. but it's and also I looked at the picture of this guy. He looked as if he would be part of the Nazi Party in 1933.
Yeah, pretty much.
He looks like he would wear that.
He probably was.
That patch like proudly.
He's probably like a fucking like multiverse traveler that just came here to just fuck up the future.
Dude, this guy looks like he was Himmler's right-hand man. Not Hitler. Himmler. Like, this guy looked like he was part of the SS. Like, holy shit, man. Like, I just got, like, pure Aryan, like, sort of German vibes. Like, not that he's actually Aryan. Like,
dude, he's trying to fucking stop everyone from, like, like, just having safe sex. Like, these people are fucking insane. There's already like 400,000 kids across America that are already in foster care. A lot of them, you know, who just like grow out of foster care, quote unquote, for being just, you know, old enough to get to that point. We don't need more foster kids. Just give the child up for adoption, whatever. It's like, if you care so much about their lives, if you're so pro-life, why are you not trying to make their lives better when they're actually out of the womb? It's almost like it's not actually about being pro-life. You literally only care about controlling, like, the woman, like, controlling, you know, their bodies when they're actually in there. It's like Carlin said, as soon as they're out, they don't give a fuck what happens to them.
Yeah.
It's insane, man. And that's the kind of shit that scares me, that makes me think in, like, a couple of years they're gonna actually go for, like, another fucking nationwide, like, ban on that shit. Because it's not just a woman thing. That affects guys. I'm fucking terrified of getting a girl pregnant. I'll be real. I am terrified of that shit. I am not ready to be a father under any circumstances, both mentally and financially. I am not there yet. And I don't want to be. I don't even know if I want to be one, you know, at all. Like, it's up to there. So, you know, the fact that, like, you're risking that so much more, that affects guys too. And, you know, at some point, you know, they're trying to make it seem like it doesn't, because, you know, all that falls on the woman, because the woman's the one who has to carry the pregnancy out. The woman's the one who's going to be forced to give birth, even in cases of, like, rape and fucking incest that they're trying to make them hold out these pregnancies to. Like, even the ones that are, like, bad for the woman and the baby to even give birth, that it's actually healthier to terminate. But the guy, in the worst case scenario for him, only has to pay child support. And even in those cases, there are, like, hardly any repercussions if they don't, half the time. Why does it never fall on... And again, like, Dennis, like, I don't hate men, like you fucking graciously accused me of back then. Back a couple, like, an hour ago, whatever, how long ago it was. I didn't forget, you fucking piece of shit. And, but why does none of the responsibility ever fall on the guy? Like, I'm not that guy who thinks, like, you know, men should be castrated, you know, like, for getting a woman pregnant that they can't take care of, or that, like, boys should have mandatory vasectomies when they're 12 or 13. Like, that's kind of cringe. But I'm for a lot of the other stuff, like, I don't know, not banning condoms, or the male birth control pill, which exists now. There is now a male birth control pill.
I'm gonna wait a good year.
Yeah, and I don't blame you for that, but supposedly it has literally less side effects than the woman one, because, like, female ones, like, usually have a lot of side effects, but women will still...
with their hormones and everything.
And, like, women will still graciously take those so they can just do their thing, like, without, like, being interrupted and stuff like that. And I'll be willing to take it if it's fucking safe. You know, it's the least I could do for, like, women doing all the stuff they have to do simply so I could fucking nut inside of them. You know, it's just...
Or on their double Ds.
Or on their double Ds, yeah. Which, again, you know, I never used a condom with my ex. My pull-out game was strong, which we were idiots. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we were fucking dumb to do that, but still.
Can I just add, too? Like,
what's up?
You know, like, a tit job is just basically, like, fucking another ass. Like, honestly.
I mean, it's
like,
softer than an ass.
If they're big enough,
yeah.
if they're big enough, it's just like an ass on the front. Like, that you just, like, squeeze together.
Yeah, no, like, I was with a very busty woman, like, for a long time, and I will not lie, like, it's an amazing feeling nutting between a woman's chest like that. Like, hers were so big that I was actually able to fuck her tits inwards, which was, and that was, I only did that once with her, but that was probably one of the best nuts of my entire life. I'm gonna be real. Like, like, I literally, my knees were, like, wobbling at the end of that. I was just like, roll it, what the fuck? And, like, yeah, so there's another solution right there, but it's just, like, he who hath not a uterus should shut the fucketh up.
Yeah.
That's in the Bible. That's in Philippians, 13:13.
And by the way, another person also said that, fucking Senor Chappelle has also gone on a special and said that personally, if it has, like, we should just stop talking. Like, men, like, guys should stop talking about shit that has to do with a woman's genitals and
Yeah.
their like bodily functions. Like, just stay the fuck out of it.
Yeah, because there's
Honestly.
a lot of guys that literally don't even know where a woman's clit is.
I also
Which
don't
is the
understand,
funny part.
Like
Like
you
the
know,
thing that's literally only there for pleasure.
like, dude, I don't understand too, like, why, like, these are specifically for the guys that are so hung up about like a girl's like bodily functions, like specifically for them. I don't understand why when, dude, if they do sort of support abortion, that's less risk for you.
Exactly.
There's, like, it's all beneficial for you in the end. And it's like, well, it'd be another thing too if, let's say, the girl decides to keep it. Then you kind of have a say about whether or not, like, you kind of want to stick around because, well, I mean, if the option is there for you, then, like, then take it. Because in the end, also, it's my money that I'm going to be paying for this child. So that's why, like, like, it goes, like, there's a lot of different scenarios to it, but it's like, in the case of, like, let's say, like, if there is no, like, abortion allowed in the state that you live in, why would you support that? Like, I'm not talking about the political types either. I'm just talking about, like, everyday guys. It's like, why would you not support that? Why on earth would you not support something that is less risk for you in the long run? Like, I don't think it just makes no fucking sense.
It really
why
doesn't.
Why there would be anyone of us, like, regular guys, that are supporting this. Because, like, you could, like, take out religion and take out even politics out of it. If you're just talking about, like, your own, like, let's say, your own well-being, a kid's not going to be good for it if you're not ready. And first of all, if you bust in a nut in a girl, like, and any other girl, let's say, like, it's just like one night stand or whatever, like, you're clearly not ready for a child. So, like I don't understand, like, why, like, there's this, like, weird support for it. And, like, all these, like, I don't know, it's just some really goofy shit if you really, like, honestly support this. Like, because, dude, like, go ahead. Raise a kid when you're not ready. Go ahead, man. You're going to hate it. You're going to hate that girl, and you're going to hate that child in the end, too.
Yep.
You're going to hate the both of them, and you're going to want to wish, like, you either, like, it's going to get to that point where, like, you want to beat the both of them, or, like, you just want to, like, leave.
I think it's a
either
control
or,
thing.
really.
I think it's a control thing because it's poor people who don't have access to these types of protections who are going to lose it more. Like, like as the abortion rights and, reproductive rights, like, restrict, because, like, trust me, like, as one of these, like, politicians, like, tries to fucking, like, one of these politicians, like, nuts in their mistress or whatever, and then they get them pregnant, they're gonna try to get them to get an abortion.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the anti-abortion ones, they're still gonna do that shit. It's like, it affects you. I'm fucking terrified of that. Like, they banned condoms? What? Like, that means there's more risk for me of getting a woman pregnant, and if I was a piece of shit, I would just say I want nothing to do with the kid, and I'm not gonna do anything about it or whatever, but, like, I'm not. I don't want to do that. Like, that's my responsibility for something that you did, and frankly, you're a piece of shit if you don't fucking think that it is. Like, you're an actual fucking piece of subhuman shit if, like, you're just irresponsibly nutting in people like that. It's like, for just a few, like, seconds or a few minutes of pleasure, that's fucking worth that to you? Like, I'm sorry, but, like, I'm not, like... I remember in my younger days, like, I was in the same way, like, I believe that, like, I believe in stuff like white privilege. I don't beat myself up for, or feel bad for being a white person because of it. I'm not one of those, like, righteous liberals or whatever, like, who constantly says, oh, I'm sorry, did I express my privilege wrong here? I want to just be right to my Latinx supporter, like, to my Latinx, like, I'm not one of those fucking cucks, like, one of those fucking loser people or whatever. But that's the kind of shit where, like, it is so much more, there's no fucking bad repercussions or anything for the guy who nuts in the woman, gets her pregnant, all that kind of stuff, but the woman's the one who has to deal with all that bullshit. That's the shit that actually makes me believe some of that Tumblrette stuff of, like, saying, like, no, we really do live in a fucking patriarchal society. I think that shit's proof of it. Alright? I hate men, Dennis. You got me. I hate men and their stupid penises and their balls and
if I had
their ugly ass faces and...
If I had to choose between, like, absolutes, honestly, I would kind of want to live in a patriarchal society just because of what I was born as.
Yeah.
Not really because of a control type of thing. It's just like, I mean, I'm a guy. Like, I want to go for a system that'll be sort of at least beneficial to me. I'm not saying that I'm against, like, all the stuff that women strive for. No, I'm just saying, like, it's... I'm a guy. What do you want me to do? I can't lie to myself, but But
Yeah.
it's so I guess, guys, to like wrap it up, bit of a serious, bit not. It was I kind of like it's the afternoon or about to be now, like over where we're at. But like, sorry if we sounded a little scattered brained this morning, or at least when you guys are gonna be listening to this tonight, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, thanks so much for listening to again two meninists talk about how much they hate women.
2 men. Oh yeah. I hope that's clearly how that came across. Ask yourselves, what would it take for you to value the life of like your sexual partner more than just the temporary pleasure or convenience? And it's always dumb guys too. Like, dude, just take your fucking dick out. It's so easy. Like when you feel it coming, you just
Yeah.
do your thing.
But,
Like, I don't
but dude, David, I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
Like, if the girl, like,
no, nutting in a pussy feels amazing.
no,
It feels
exactly.
fucking incredible.
There's really like nothing better, honestly.
Yeah.
So, guys,
It's not fucking worth it, but like.
no, yeah. If the girl's also not wearing protection, then yeah, obviously. But
The woman doesn't get much, like, as much increased pleasure for that, unless that's like a weird kink that she has. But you know.
But at the same and also your tongue better be fucking good.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know. Your dick's gotta be in that perfect shape.
Just don't choose to maximize your own pleasure if it risks causing women pain. Like, you can literally, it can be like Hannah Montana. You can have the best of both worlds. But these people who are trying to change this are trying to make it so you can't have the best of both worlds. This does not just affect women, it affects men too. It's gonna make it harder for you as well, like, to just get the things that you need from somebody. Like, it's not just affecting women, it's affecting your sex life as well. This fucker bans condoms? What? What?
Wants to
No, he wants to ban condoms, yeah. And if that happens, what? Now you have to pull out if you want to not get your...
What?
Like, if you're in a committed relationship and you don't want kids to fucking ruin your life, like if you're just with your girlfriend or whatever, like, that affects you. You now have to pull out every single time.
Mm-hmm.
That is a law that passed that affects what you as the man has to do. So yeah, it affects you too. Don't fucking say that it doesn't.
And
Affects women more, but still.
where's this fucking guy running?
Arizona.
Yo, if any of y'all who are listening to this like are in Arizona, like, you guys suck. Your state sucks. Your state is terrible.
Fucking vote, bro. It's too hot there anyway. Yeah. Fucking Arizona.
Nevada should have absorbed your ass like a long time ago. In my opinion, you guys, your state is fucking worthless.
Fucking manifest destiny in the opposite direction.
You guys are a worthless fucking state. You all got nothing but sand and dirt over there. You fucking useless ass state.
Alright, well, if you guys are done living in a useless state, you can manifest destiny your way. Over to our plugs here. We're available wherever you get your podcasts, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, Radio Breaker, Anchor, blah, 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 blah. Leave us a good review on Apple Podcasts. That would help us out a lot. Subscribe to us right here on youtube.com/Nintoonist if that's where you're listening. And above all else, follow our socials as well over at Double D Pod and the Double D Experience 21. We are done here. Denise, final thoughts.
I'm a bust a nut in all these women. No, it's not a cap. It's not a cap at all. I'm being real serious. If I wasn't in a committed relationship, I would spread my seed like Genghis Khan across the entire United States. From California to New York. Everyone will be bearing my seed.
There is no longer a 0.5% chance that you are related to Genghis. I don't think.
No, that's probably true.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, love you.
Don't be daft. Wrap your shaft.
What he said.